Have you ever really thought about how you got here? I mean, the journey from being a single microscopic speck to, well, to being you, it's genuinely one of the most amazing stories in the entire universe. And today, we're going to unpack that story, the biology behind growth and development. And just so you know, everything we're diving into today is part of a bigger picture. This is part 11 of a 20-part series on biology from Virtualization Options LLC, and this chapter is all about this incredible process. So let's start at the very beginning. It's a question we've all probably wondered about at some point. How does any complex life, from a tree to a person, actually begin? All right, let's get into it, because the scale of this whole thing is, well, it's pretty mind-boggling. It's a transformation that starts from the absolute smallest, most humble beginning you can imagine. I mean, look at that. It all kicks off with just one single cell, a fertilized egg. It's literally no bigger than the dot at the end of this sentence. And yet somehow, packed inside that tiny speck is the entire plan to build a human being. It's wild, right? And from that one cell, after billions and billions of perfectly timed divisions, you get this. About 37 trillion cells. And no, that is not a typo. Trillion with a T, all working together, all organized into your heart, your brain, your skin, everything. The number is just staggering. Okay, so this leads to the most important question, right? With all these cells multiplying like crazy, how does it not just become a giant, disorganized blob? How does one cell get the memo to become part of your eye, while another one knows to become part of your liver? Well, it turns out there's a brilliant biological blueprint. And the magic word for this is differentiation. Think of it like this. Every single cell has the entire instruction manual, all of your DNA. But differentiation is the process of telling each cell which specific chapter to read. It's like one cell gets a note saying, hey, you're going to be a muscle cell, so just focus on these pages here. While its neighbor is told, okay, you're a nerve cell, your instructions are over in this section. And this whole specialization thing happens in this really elegant four-step dance. First, you start with cells that are all identical, basically blank slates. Then they start getting signals, little chemical messages from their neighbors. These signals act like triggers, flipping certain gene switches on and others off. And once that happens, boom, the cells have their career paths. They start grouping up with other cells like them to form all the tissues and organs that make you who you are. Now, this brings us to a super important distinction. We tend to use the words growth and development almost interchangeably, you know? But in biology, they mean two very different things. Growth is pretty straightforward. It's quantitative. It's about getting bigger, more cells, more weight. It's something you can literally measure with a ruler or a scale. Development, though, that's a whole other ballgame. It's qualitative. It's about changing your very form and function, becoming more complex. It's not just about getting bigger. It's about becoming different. And here is the absolute best way to think about it. A caterpillar eats leaves and gets fatter. That's growth. But when it goes into that chrysalis and completely rearranges its entire body to become a butterfly, that is development. It's a total transformation, a profound change in what it is. But the story doesn't stop with a genetic blueprint. Not even close, because that blueprint, as perfect as it is, doesn't exist in a bubble. The outside world actually gets a say in how everything turns out. Things like the food you eat, the temperature you're exposed to, all these external factors can actually interact with your genes. They can influence which of those genetic switches get flipped on or off, which ultimately shapes the final result. So you see, the genetic code provides the plan, but the environment helps decide how that plan gets built. It's a true partnership. And that leaves us with this really fascinating, kind of philosophical question to chew on. We are this incredible end product of a super precise genetic blueprint and a whole lifetime of interactions with our environment. So if you could peel back all those layers of DNA instructions and all those outside influences, what's the essential part left over that is truly, uniquely you? Something to think about.